All right, everyone, get in here, sit down, and shut up. We've got stuff to talk about. Today, we're going over my Week 3 picks in the NFL season, starting with the Thursday night game, the New England Patriots visiting the New York Jets. Both teams are 1-1. I have the Jets winning this one. I just think the Jets are probably a better team right now, but I don't think they're going to last. I think the Patriots are actually catching up and are probably, unfortunately, going to be better than we all want them to be sooner than we all want them to be. The 0-2 New York Giants are going to head west a bit to go play the Cleveland Browns. I really think Cleveland gets their second win here. I do not like the Giants at all. I think the Giants are a terrible football team right now, and while the Browns aren't really much better, they're at home, and I think they have a better quarterback. Bears taking on the Colts. I have the Colts getting their first win here. I just think Anthony Richardson's going to outplay Caleb Williams. I think he's got the legs to avoid any sort of pressure the Bears might be able to force on defense, and it's probably going to be a low-scoring affair that ends up with the Colts winning by a couple. Two undefeated teams playing here. The Houston Texans going to Minnesota to take on the Vikings. I don't know, this is tough. Minnesota has looked pretty good the first 2 weeks, especially because they beat the 49ers last week in week 2, but Houston just seems like the team this year that until they lose, it's going to be tough not to pick them to win, so I'm going with Houston. The Eagles are taking on the Saints in New Orleans. I think the New Orleans Saints remain undefeated here and beat the Eagles. I just think they have a better team right now with more momentum. And honestly, I don't think the Eagles have a very good coach, and I think it's going to catch up with them this year. We've got two more teams here that are 2-0 taking on each other. The Los Angeles Chargers heading to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers. Steelers got one of the best defenses in the league. It's like that pretty much every single year, maybe even more so this year. So it's going to be tough to pick against them, but I'm going to do it anyway. I think the Chargers will beat them. I don't think that the Steelers have the points to outscore the Chargers. I think they had it to beat the first two teams they played. I don't think they're going to have it to beat the Chargers. So I think this is going to be a good football game. You're going to see a great football game if you get a chance to watch this. But I do think the Chargers will beat the Steelers this week. The 0-2 Denver Broncos heading down to Tampa Bay to take on the undefeated Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who will remain undefeated. The Denver Broncos, I guess, may be a work in progress to see if Bo Nix comes through. But for now, Baker Mayfield is going to run this high-powered offense just straight through their defense. The 1-1 Green Bay Packers are headed down to Tennessee to take on the 0-2 Titans. I believe the Titans will get the first win here regardless of whatever quarterback ends up playing for Green Bay. Malik Willis, I can't see winning a second game, especially on the road. And if Jordan Love does play, how good will he be with that knee right there? It's not 100% yet. It won't be anywhere near 100%, I don't believe. So I think the Titans will take advantage of this, and you'll see them win this game. Raiders. The 1-1 Miami Dolphins are going all the way up to Seattle. I believe this is the farthest between two teams in the NFL that there possibly is. So anytime these two teams play, I always feel really bad for the away team. In this case, that is the Miami Dolphins. I don't think they're going to beat the Seattle Seahawks. I would not be surprised if we win another game this season. If we don't have Tua under center, we're not a good football team. And any Miami Dolphin fan who tells you differently, they're not a real fan and they don't watch football. Detroit Lions are going to Arizona to take on the Cardinals. This could be a really good game, a sneaky good game here. I don't think the Lions are going to lose 2 games in a row, and I really don't know if the Arizona Cardinals are as good as they seem. And I say that they're good as they seem only because they had a really good second game, and of course they lost their first game. Kyler Murray, I know people love to get all hyped on him whenever he has a good game, but he won't have one here. That's my prediction. Lions will go to Arizona and they will come away with the win. The 0-2 Baltimore Ravens taking on the Cowboys. This is an interesting game. I say interesting because how can I pick against the Ravens to finally get their first win? Am I actually going to say that this Baltimore Ravens team with perennial MVP candidate and winner Lamar Jackson is going to go start the season 0-3? I mean, that's a tough thing to say. Are the Cowboys, after getting just absolutely boat raced by the Saints in week 2, going to let Baltimore come into town and beat them again, like 2 games? I mean, that's tough as well. I'm not too sure here. This is a tough game. I think the Ravens win. I cannot see the Ravens starting 0-3, and I think they will be there and ready just to run it through the Cowboys, who could be on the back foot here. I think the Cowboys probably a sneaky bet to still win their division this year. Because I don't think the Eagles are going to be very good, and the Giants and Redskins, they're not very good either. So even starting 1-2, I could still see the Cowboys winning the division. Although I would love them to go 1-16. Can't lie. I just don't think the Rams got it. They're out of wide receivers now with Kupp and Nakua being out, so the 49ers aren't going to have much to do here. And I don't see the 49ers losing 2 straight. They're just too good of a football team. So San Francisco goes down to Los Angeles, comes away with their second win. We've got the Sunday night game here, the Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Atlanta Falcons. I mean, can you really bet against the Chiefs? They're almost like in that Houston Texans category where I think they're one of the teams where you just can't really pick against them until they lose a game. However, I'm going to go ahead and take the Falcons. I think, Kirk Cousins and that team is going to be on an absolute high after beating the Eagles. And they're going to look at this and be like, hey, Kansas City, come in our house. Kansas City, we just got done beating the Eagles in Philadelphia. Now Kansas City, the other Super Bowl team that's always in the Super Bowl, blah, 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 going to come down here, and they're going to whip them. I think Bijan Robinson has a huge game. You heard it here first, second, third. I don't know how you heard it, but I mean it's not really a big prediction. It's Bijan Robinson for what you know, but I think he's about to have an absolute monster game here. First of 2 Monday Night Football games here. We've got the Jacksonville Jaguars headed north to take on the Buffalo Bills. I think the Jaguars are a better team in their record, but I think they're starting 0-3. I don't see the Bills losing to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence is going to have to play a lot better than he has, but the Buffalo Bills, their defense has just been stifling these first 2 games. So it's going to be tough because Jacksonville's best receiver is a rookie right now, and I guess maybe the one thing is Buffalo might be a little susceptible to the run, and Etienne and Tank Bigsby maybe have decent games and help them along, but I just can't see it. I mean, Jacksonville's been playing so bad and Buffalo's been playing so good. How can I not take the Bills, unfortunately? The Washington Redskins are headed to Cincinnati to take on the Bengals, who will get their first win of the season, and it won't be close. This will be an absolute just murder on live TV kind of thing. I wouldn't be surprised if Cincinnati easily crosses 40 points, and then whether they take their foot off the gas is going to be completely up to them. Burrow, Chase, and the lot are just going to have their best games of the season here, and it's going to get them going. Cincinnati wins. All right, those are my picks for the week. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know down below which ones I'm going to get wrong before they happen, and come back here to see that I got them all right and you were wrong. But yeah, take yourself down to the comments. Let me know who you think's winning this week, and we'll talk about it. But thanks so much for watching, and take it easy.